Hey, how are you? What's up, my friend? How are you doing? Welcome back to one of my favorite time of the weeks. This is an opportunity for us to get to know each other better. My name is Steven De Cuba. If this is your first time here, let me be the first one to introduce myself to you. My name is Steven De Cuba. I am a wedding and branding photographer based in the Netherlands, and I help busy creatives build a personal brand on social media so that they can turn their passion into a profitable business. Every week, I show up on my Instagram account, on my Facebook Live. I show up in different social media platforms to make sure I can connect with you, but also give you an opportunity to get to know me better. My goal is to help you, to give you everything you need to turn your passion into a profitable business, because that is exactly what I did. I discovered my passion for photography in 2012, and in 2016, after 4 years of just exploring my photography, I've discovered that I really love this. I did this as a full-time wedding photographer in Aruba, and I moved to the Netherlands in the summer of 2016. And I gave myself 1 year because when I came here, I didn't know anyone here. It was my first time living alone. It was my first time living abroad. It was my first time living in the Netherlands, away from my parents, my family, everyone. I felt like a lost toddler in the middle of a playground and wanted to go home. That is exactly what I felt. But when I came here, I came with a goal, and my goal was to pursue my business degree. And that is what I did in 4 years. But in 2016, when I came here, I also knew that I wanted to make my passion for photography something. I wanted to do it. I didn't know I wanted to make it a business, my full time career. But I do know that I did know that I wanted to make it profitable. I wanted to make something out of it. So I started to explore. I started to reach out to people. I started connecting with other people. And lo and behold, by 2017, I started my business here in the Netherlands. And by 2018, I was named as one of the best wedding photographers in The Hague. My work has been published in different magazines, online blogs, and just last week on Friday, my work has been published again on an international magazine, the Festival Brides. This was an amazing project that I've been working with a lot of other wedding vendors, especially right now that we don't have a lot of weddings happening. This is an opportunity for us to get together as a community and create content, be creative actually, and come up with different ways that we can connect with other brides to be, connect with other couples that are planning their wedding, and inspire them to see, hey, this is what is possible. So that was the goal. That happened last week, and I am so happy because right now, today, as I'm sitting here, I can look back and I say, dang it, I went to all of that, and right now I made it happen. This is my full-time job. I wake up every morning. Sometimes it really feels weird, I'm not gonna lie, but I wake up every morning and I realize, hey, this is my actual job. This is actually my career. I'm doing this, and that is exactly what I want for you too. I want you to look at me. I want you to look at me throughout this screen, and I want you to say, hey, if Steven can do it, so can I. If he could made it work, if this guy from a small island could move to a big new place and make it happen, so can I. It's a matter of being committed. It's a matter of knowing exactly what you want. And it's a matter of showing every single day from a place of integrity. That is all what it is. But what I've realized is that a lot of entrepreneurs that are just starting out. So maybe you are not doing this as your full-time job. Maybe you're just exploring because you don't even know what you want to do. But what I see a lot is that a lot of, or most people spend between 3 to 5 months working on their website, working on their branding, choosing their branding colors, or designing that perfect logo. And I believe that these are the most common and most costly mistakes that you can make in your business when first starting out. And not only I believe that these are the most common mistakes, but I also believe that these are the biggest factors that are preventing you from actually growing your brand online. Now, let me explain. And before I explain, I want to drink some tea. So, if you're just tuning in, hey, friend, thank you for being here. And if you're watching live, I want you to drop it, or watching live or the replay. I want you to drop a comment and let me know that you are here. Just say, hey, Steven, I'm here. That's all I want to hear. But cheers to you, whatever you're drinking today. So I want to talk about why do I say these are the most costly and most common mistakes, because I know someone that in 2016, she told me that she's going to create her own website. She's going to design it. She's going to take a couple of photos to make sure it's on brand. She's going to work on her logo. And today, 4 years later, she is still giving me the excuse of, Steven, I don't have enough time to actually sit and do it. I also know someone that in the summer of 2019, she told me that she's going to build her email list, and once she has a certain amount of numbers, she's going to finally launch her brand new online course. Now, today, 1 year later, she is still giving me the excuse of not having enough subscribers on her email list, and therefore she is not launching at all. And I also know someone that this year in January 2020, so like 10 to 11 months ago, she told me that she's going to start her own podcast. She told me that she wanted to do this because she believes that she has a special message to share. However, today, almost 11 months later, she is still giving me the excuse that, Steven, I don't have the right type of equipment. I don't have that Yeti mic. I don't have the right software to edit my podcast. I don't have enough time to actually sit and edit a lot of episodes so I can batch them. So I don't feel like every single week I need to be recording. So different excuses, but what I see from all these things, from all these examples, is that most people give themselves the excuse of not being ready, therefore they don't show up at all for their business. I've seen so many people not doing the things that they know they should be doing, and not because they are not qualified to do it, however, because they don't have the belief, or they don't believe that they have what it takes to make it happen. They have limiting beliefs that are preventing them from actually taking action. So I want to talk about beliefs, because our belief system is what I believe. This is a personal opinion, that our belief system is the most important things that we have to really think about, because our beliefs creates our reality. And just like Abraham Hicks says, that a belief is just a thought. And a belief is just a thought that repeats itself in your head over and over and over and over and over again. But that is exactly what it is. It is just a thought. And we create our thoughts. Consciously or subconsciously, we create our thoughts. And if we start believing these thoughts to be truth, eventually they will become true to us. And this is why I believe that our belief system is the most important things, because as we grow up with the belief system of our parents. These are things that they adopt on us. And I want to really, really take a minute and take a pause and look at this belief, because the way that Abraham Hicks talk about belief is that a belief is only a thought that you keep thinking, and the only thing that keeps you from who you really are and what you really want. And that is a belief that is a thought that you keep thinking. So if we believe that, so if we know this, right, if we know that a belief is a thought that you keep thinking, right, because a belief is a thought you keep thinking, a belief is a thought you keep thinking the same thought, and it becomes a belief. And what I also like, that Oprah Winfrey says, that you become what you believe, and you are where you are today in your life based on everything that you have believed. In other words, our belief create our reality. And the fact, or the reality that you are living today, It's your reality because you have thought these thoughts and attracted this reality to your life. And now you can say that I don't believe this, and or you can say that Stephen is lying or whatever. That's on you. But this is the reality. This is the proof. Not only Stephen is saying anything, more people are saying, and even science prove this. Because if we know that a belief is a thought that we keep thinking and that our thoughts create our reality, what about we start thinking a thought that maybe we don't believe in yet or we don't believe it's true, but we think about this thought long enough and ends up becoming the truth, right? If a belief is only a thought that you keep thinking, how about start taking positive thoughts? How about start thinking hopeful thoughts? How about start thinking how about start looking at the silver lining of everything? How about start looking at the reason why, yes, why it is possible and not all the reasons why it's not possible? I know this is difficult, or I know at least this is easier said than done, because the thing is, as human beings, we are programmed to think negative thoughts first. That is our brain, right? Our brain is trying to keep us from danger, it's trying to keep us from uncomfortable, right? But if we know that, if we know this, we know that what we also know is that of what I see is like what most people do is that they many of us demand evidence first, right? We want to see it first and then we start believing it. And that is just what faith is. Faith is believing in the unpresent, right? But the problem is that you cannot receive something in your life. You cannot attract something in your life if you don't believe it's already there. And let's talk about perfectionism, because what perfectionism really is that they don't believe that the thing is good enough, right? But I don't believe that perfectionism is not being ready or not being there yet. I believe that perfectionism is fear of failure disguised as a high standard. Now, this might rub you the wrong way because a lot of people say, no, 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 Stephen, I am really a perfectionist. And I have seen it many times in different areas of my life. I just want it to be perfect. I want to reflect a positive energy, or I want to reflect a professional brand. I've heard so many excuses, but I still believe that that perfectionism is fear of failure disguised as a high standard. That's exactly what it is. Because a lot of people say things like, once I have a certain amount of followers, then I will be able to make a sale on social media. Or once I have a Yeti mic, then I will be able to post or at least start my podcast. Or once I start working with my ideal customer, then I will start promoting my services online. You see, most people don't say that they are afraid of failure or also afraid of what other people might think about them when they start, but they use these excuses of not having it perfect or not having it or not being ready or not having it to their standards. Therefore, they don't take any action at all. But this is a big fat mistake, because often when we say we are not ready or when we say we are unqualified for something, the reality is that we we are too afraid to do it, or we are too afraid to take the step because we don't know what will happen. We are afraid of the uncertain. But most of the time, it's not lack of experience or lack of knowledge that is holding us back. Rather, the lack of commitment to do what we need to do to be successful. That is exactly what it is. Because we put so much energy, so much effort, and so much focus into why we can't be, do, or have certain things in our life, And imagine, my friend, imagine how far we would get if we take the same amount of energy, the same amount of effort, and use it to actually go and do it instead. How far would you think we will get if we do that instead? How about we start changing our limiting beliefs and that we have in our hand, that those thoughts that keeps repeating. How about we start identifying those thoughts and start telling ourselves a different story? My friend, when you start thinking negative thoughts or when you start feeling a negative thought, how about you start telling yourself a different story? I want to propose a new mantra for you. And your mantra is that a belief is a thought that you keep thinking. And every time that you feel like something is going bad, because here's the thing, I'm reading this book, the Secret, which is called the which talks about the law of attraction. And in this book, they talk about exactly what I'm talking right now. And the way that they describe it is that, or at least the way they explain it, is that if you want to really take control of your life, if you really want to take power back, I want you to keep repeating, a belief is a thought that you keep thinking. A belief is a thought that you keep thinking. A belief is a thought that you keep thinking. And when you feel bad, here's the thing, your belief is based on thoughts, and your thoughts controls your emotions. Your emotion is like sadness, you're afraid, or you're happy, or you are motivated. These are emotions that we all feel, and the reason we feel this emotion is because we're thinking about something, aka the thought. And our thought is based on our belief system, and our belief system, our thought creates our reality. So if you want to identify your belief system, start with the end in mind, start with your emotions. So when you're feeling jealous, or when you're feeling scared, or when you're feeling sad, or when you feel demotivated, start asking yourself, why do I feel like this? Why do I feel sad? Why do I feel scared? Why do I feel worried? Because once you know why you're feeling this way, you identify your thought. And once you identify your thought, you can change your thought, because your thought is something that you keep repeating in your head, and your thought becomes your belief. And the problem is that because often, or most people don't believe that they can change these thoughts, because it's already a belief for them. So if you believe something and you know that it's so, for example, I can say the sky is blue. Some people might say that is true, and some people might say that is not true. And that is a fact, right? Because right now in the Netherlands, the sky is not blue. The sky is gray because it's a cloudy day. So it is not true. But a lot of people say, yeah, yes, the sky is blue. They think a thought over and over and over again, and it becomes belief. But I want you to repeat yourself, a belief is a thought that you keep thinking. A belief is a thought that you keep thinking. A belief is a thought that you keep thinking. And when you identify the thought that you keep thinking, you know how you're feeling. And when you know how you're feeling, you can change that feeling. The same thing, when you're feeling sad, you can start identifying, what am I thinking about? When you know that, then you can start changing your thoughts. Because when you choose to take control of your life, you can control your reality. So if you keep thinking the same thought, you activate a point of attraction. That is just the law of attraction. That is exactly what it is. And the law of attraction keeps responding to this active vibration, your thought. So if I'm thinking, let me give you an example. When I was a student, when I was so the end of my fourth year there, I had to write a thesis, and I was thinking, what if I fail? What if I don't make it? What if I fail? What if I don't make it? What if it's not enough? What if I'm not good enough? These thoughts activates vibration. And the longer you keep activating those vibrations, the more you attract exactly that's what you're thinking. So I had to stop myself for a minute and say, hey, these are negative thoughts. I don't want to think these thoughts, because if I think these thoughts, I attract this reality. And I don't want this reality. I want to graduate. So when you think a thought, when you are thinking over and over and over and over again a thought, you activate the point of attraction. And the law of attraction respond to that point of attraction, right? So if you're saying that you're not getting results, and you're saying that you cannot do it, or that you're not good enough, or you don't have what it takes, that is exactly what you're going to manifest. And your brain is going to give you all the reasons why that is true. So when you send that point of attraction and the law of attraction respond to it, then you're going to continue to get the same result, or the result that you're thinking. Not because it is true or not because it's reality, but because the law of attraction consistent response to what you keep thinking. It's the same as the law of gravity, right? I can let me see. I can grab a pen right now, a pen, and the law, and if I let it go, it will fall. That is a law of gravity. Law of gravity didn't fail if the pen will flow away. It didn't fly away because it didn't fail. Law of gravity is a law. It's what it is. And the same is with law of attraction. Law of attraction responds to those active vibration. Those thoughts that it sends point of attraction, it responds to that, whether you believe it or not. So if right now you're not getting results that you want, you're not getting the things that you want in your life or in your business, isn't it obvious to start identifying what are the thoughts that you keep thinking and start thinking a different thought? Right? So whatever you want to achieve, whether it's a website that you want to start building and promote your portfolio, but you're still waiting as soon as you have enough money, or as soon as you have enough people, enough followers, or maybe it's a weekly Instagram live session that you want to do, or a Facebook live session that you want to do, or a YouTube video that you want to upload, but you're still waiting for a certain amount of subscribers, a certain amount of followers, or a certain amount of fan page likes. I just wanted to tell you something, my friend. Just start already. Do it now. Ahora, right now. Do it today, but please do it, because you could get out tonight and get run by the ice cream man. And there it is. There you're gone. But no, my friend, I want you to do it now. Do it scary. Do it messy. Do it anyhow. Just freaking do it. Because, my friend, if you are serious about changing your life, you will find a way. And if you're not, you will find an excuse. That is the truth and nothing but the truth. So, if you want to change your life, my friend, it all starts today. But the truth is that if you don't take any action, if you don't actually do it, you will never know what will happen. So if you just sit there behind your laptop, behind your computer, or looking at everyone doing what they love, and you feel like you're at this on the sidelines, or if you're still waiting for the right moment to finally release your website, or to finally release that video on YouTube, the truth is that you probably never find the right time. You will probably never find the perfect moment to do it, because when was it ever the perfect moment? Was it ever the right moment to do something? Do you know any successful entrepreneurs that waited until it was the right moment to actually go and do action? Do you know someone? Because know any successful entrepreneurs that waited and see what other people are doing and then say, okay, I'm gonna wait until the right moment comes to you. I'm gonna wait until someone knocks at my door and tell me that, hey, Steven, right now is the right moment. No, my friend, that will never happen. Because what I do know is that every successful entrepreneur knows that in order to see results in your business, you need to start taking action. So, my friend, do it right now. Do it anyhow. Do it scary, do it scrappy, do it messy, but do it anyhow. Whatever it is that you want to do, it starts with taking the first step. Now, let's talk about failure. Let's talk about what if it doesn't work? What if you fail? What if you didn't get the result that you didn't want to get, right? Because that is failure, right? Failure is not getting the result that you wanted to get. Well, let me ask you something. Who created that result or that goal to begin with? You, because that is your goal. And if you didn't meet your goal, hey, is that a failure? Or is that, oh, I just didn't meet what I wanted to write down, right? The way Jan Sincero described failure is that the only failure is quitting. Everything else is just gathering information. And I believe that as well. I believe that you can define your own failure. You define failure. I define failure. And for me, failure is an opportunity for growth. Failure is gathering the information that I didn't know. Failure is gathering feedback from my clients, from my subscribers, from my followers to know this is what I should not do and this is what I should do. That is how I look at failure. Because you can look at failure and you can look at it and you say, you know what, this is a proof that I cannot make it, that I am not destined to do it, that I cannot do whatever you want to do. You can do that. You can totally do that. Or you can choose to look at failure as an opportunity for your growth, or an opportunity for you to be a different person and to try a different strategy, to try a different tactic, to try a different way of showing up. But the only failure is quitting. Everything else is just gathering information. So, my friend, if you believe this, I want you to drop in the comment and say, I believe this. I believe that failure is what I choose what I choose failure to be. That is exactly what failure is. So, if you agree with me today, I want to share with you the three most important things every entrepreneur or every entrepreneurs in the making should do. So if you're happy, if you're excited, if you are ready, let me know in the comments. Drop me an emoji, like this video, hit the subscribe button if you're watching the replay. I want to connect with you. But let me go really fast because this is really short but sweet. And the first thing that I want you to know is that I want you to know what your limits are. And I know this might sound really simple, but when you're working on something, or when you're pretending to work on something, aka procrastination, when exactly do you call it a day? When exactly do you say, hey, you know what? This is when I stop. This is where I say, okay, it's not perfect, but I'm going to stop right now because it's too much. For example, if you have been working on your website for like 5 months already, when do you know when it's time to actually publish it? When do you know, hey, you know what? It's not what I want it to be, but here it is. I'm going to publish it and I'm going to see how my audience react. Because when you get clear on how much time you will be spending on a specific project, you make sure it's done in that period of time, right? If it's not perfect, still publish it. Share it with your audience because your audience feedback is going to help you make it better and better and better. But the mistake is that most people don't take action and they will never get their feedback that their audience is going to give them to make it better. So they just feel like they're stuck. And I don't want that for you. So, my friend, I want you to know what your limits are. So, number 2 is that done is better than perfect. And for some people, this might rub you the wrong way because you say, no. I wanted to have it perfect. And let me tell you something. Nobody, and I repeat, nobody cares what your version of perfect is. And probably no one even know what that is to begin with. Because your version of 100% 100% perfect might be totally different than my version of 100% perfect. In fact, my 17%, 70% perfect might be your 100% perfect. And your 100% perfect, or my 100% my 100% perfect might be your 70% perfect. So who's right, who's wrong? None of us. That's just an opinion. And honestly, I believe that 100% perfect doesn't exist. So if we know that 100% perfect doesn't exist, well, go ahead and just do it anyhow. Make it happen. Do the freaking work. My friend, if you agree that 100% perfect doesn't exist, I want you to like this video so I know that I'm not alone. Because I believe that perfectionism doesn't exist. Perfect does not exist. You define what it's perfect for you. But at the same time, your perfect could be my 50% perfect. And that might be not enough for you, or that might be not enough for me, but it is for you. And that is what is important. So, last but not least, own it and make it happen. My friend, if you are the type of person that likes to keep everything till the end, or at least till the last minute, because you really like that pressure, I totally get it. However, what I see a lot of people do is that they beat themselves up when they are on vacation, for example, or when they're doing other things. They're thinking about the project that they are not doing, and they beat themselves up because they're not taking action. Now, let me give an example after I drink my tea. Mm, When I was a student, I used to do both things, right? Do my business as a side job, and I was being a full-time student. So when I was working on my business, I was feeling really bad that I wasn't taking action on my study. I wasn't doing things of my study, right? I was beating myself up and telling you, see, Steven, you're not gonna make it if you're not putting the time and the energy and the effort. But what I also knew that I was the type of student that really liked to keep everything to the last minute, because the pressure would really make me do the work, and I would almost never fail. I think I feel like two tests that I had to repeat. That's it, the whole 4 year. No, I'm kidding. It might be more, but the last year for sure it wasn't more than two. But anyhow, I needed that pressure. Now, what I've realized is that just like Jen Sincero, this is one thing that I learned from reading the book "You Are a Badass" from Jen Sincero, and she said that there's nothing worse than wasting your time pretending to work or stressing about something and not have fun doing the things that you're doing. So, for example, when I was working on my business and not doing my university job, I was beating myself up because I wasn't doing it, and consequently, I wasn't doing my job on as a business owner either. So I wasn't doing any of them. So what I'm trying to say to own it and make it happen is that if you are the type of person that really likes to work at the last minute, hey, go ahead and do it. Go out, take a vacation, have a cocktail on the beach, whatever you want to do. However, when the time is right to go and do it because your deadline is approaching, well, my friend, go get down to business. That's just the truth. But I don't want you to beat yourself up because you're not doing the things that you want to do. But at the same time, you're the type of person that really like that pressure at the end. So, my friend, what I want you to do is figure out how much time you need to get the job done, and then go do something else, take a vacation, take a rest, and when the clock starts ticking, now I want you to go and do the job. So let's recap. Today, we talk about the three most important things that every entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs in the making should do. And number one is to know what your limits are. This is super important because I want you to know when to say yes and when to say no. Number two, I want you to know that done is better than perfect, because 100% perfect doesn't exist. And your 100% perfect might be my 70% perfect, and that is why it doesn't exist. And number three, I want you to own it and make it happen. That is all I want you to do. Because if you're the type of person that likes to keep everything in the last minute, own it. Go take a rest, go enjoy your life, and when the clock starts ticking, go get down to business. So, my friend, this is what I want to share with you today. And before you leave, I want to just finish with this message. I want you to know that you are worthy, that you are enough, that you have everything you need in order to make your dream, your big and ambitious goal, your big and ambitious dream a reality. You have a special message to share that only you can share, and you're special. You're you, and that is your biggest superpower because no one is like you. You are exactly the way you should be, and you are perfect that way. So, I'm rooting for you. I'm here to help you, to motivate you, to get you excited, to help you build a personal brand on social media so that you can turn your passion into a profitable business. My friend, thank you so much for sticking till the end of this video. Thank you for being here if you're watching live or if you watch on the replay. Thank you. It really, really means a lot to me. I will see you guys next week on this platform, live again as an opportunity for us to connect. Every Tuesday, 4 p.m., I'll be live here to connect with you. I hope I'll see you here next time as well. Ciao, ciao.